So hi everyone, guys. I know this is a completely different setup from what I'm used to, and we are used to because we are in Roan studio, and he's a video maker. And this is not the only thing he does, but it's definitely a passion that we share, and that's why we met. We were both filming at one event. Actually, he was filming, I was taking picture. It was a random event. We met there, and from there we started to collaborate in some project and hang out outside of work. And he's an extremely interesting person with multiple passion. And today we're going to talk about startup and marketing. In particular, we're talking about two things: GenAI for startups, so leveraging the AI and video tools that we have out there to help startup grow and not damage them. And the second is another aspect that he's extremely knowledgeable in, which is building communities and events. This is exactly what you do as work, both of them. So, and he also has a podcast. So definitely look at him up. And let's start a conversation. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
I wanted to shake a hand, but we have this beautiful microphone in the middle. So
No, it was a pleasure for you to invite me to our podcast.
Of course. So first of all, before starting, I want you to be able to tell us and tell them what you do in your podcast, because I want them to if they're interested, check you out.
So my full-time gig is a developer relations. So we do community marketing and technical content. And I was able to bridge my personal passion, which is video production, with the reality that I have here right now in San Francisco, which is AI. So 2024, I started my podcast talking about overall AI because everything was so new. So end of 2023, you have the buzzwords coming up, and have the ChatGPT start to OpenAI get a lot of traction. So I really want to capture that moment. So I started very generalistic, and then I realized that my passion is on video, image, and audio production. So then I started to shift my content last year towards GenAI. So my content now is highly focused on generative AI.
Yeah, and I think that's why your podcast has a lot of potential, because it's extremely niche and it's talking to an audience that here in San Francisco is niche, but is strong, because it's a mix of creative but also technical people that are on top of these new technologies. And so extremely interesting, and I want to know more. In particular, let's start talking about the startup. So GenAI, I believe that this new technology has so much power, but also the power to damage you if you are not careful with them and using them properly. How would you leverage these kind of tools?
Generative AI tools are only one way to use the tools, because we still have any other regular formats that we can use. We're not substituting everything with AI. We are substituting some specific process. Usually the process they need to repeat over and over and over again. So all the process that need to do repetition, those are the ones that we usually use. For example, for make the cuts from this podcast, you just transcribe this audio, get the best moments with the transcription, and then you go there and edit. Or let the AI add that for you. So the regular process for us to do this, we need to watch 1 or 2 times. So let's say this has 20 minutes. So I would say 1 hour to make the best selection, listen 1 or 2 times. And then you need to manually cut it and then manually export it. Right now, you can do everything at once. You don't need to manually do that. So that's one thing. So it's gets specific process. But the fact that we are here talking right now, that's the most incredible part, because that's the real content. So it's a real content with AI enhanced. So there's any things we can do as external tools. We're not substituting the creativity. We're not changing processes unless it's something that's repetitive, and we can use AI to enhance and reduce the time. But my base, whatever I'm doing a go-to-market, is always 3 pillars. So the first one is marketing. So marketing is content marketing that your website, your presentations, your swags, your branding. So marketing is very important. Second thing is community that I already described. How you're able to interact with the community, give it to the community, and then have the community get back to you with feedback, with ideas, and you need to be very open to it. It's a different mindset that I see a lot here in San Francisco, and that start to get a lot of traction all over the globe, because people want to be around innovation, people want to be around companies that are doing something different.
And companies want to be close to the user to understand what the user really needs and really struggles with.
Exactly. Yeah. And for startups specifically, the third pillar would be technical content. Yeah, I'm talking about very specific. Here in San Francisco, we work a lot of startups, and they need technical content. So technical content is how you can explain things that it's hard to explain in simple words.
A lot of startups here in this area are very B2B focused and very technical, and they're speaking to other very technical people. How important is to still translate that knowledge into something simple, even if the end user is technical.
When I'm producing technical content, what is the last amount of steps the user needs to take to accomplish that? So let's say we're doing a workflow that has inputs of your image to some type of transformation, and you have your image going output a different direction. So we put a stylizing your image. What is the minimum number of interaction the user needs to click to get into to build that pipeline from the beginning to end? Sometimes you look at it and it's like, okay, there's 10 interactions the user needs to do to get that. Okay, can you reduce to 8?
Reduce the friction as much as possible, even when the user is technical and is someone that is actually used to use some kind of technical product.
Let's say you show a tutorial end to end, and then now the user is going to start like, okay, I got it, I watched the 1 minute video, explains me very well, and then now I need to start. So then I need to import the image, and what image? Should I Google the image? Should I put my image? So then he's confused. So how can we reduce this amount of traction? Or user flows. I work a lot for other companies doing onboarding process for new user going to the tool. Again, how we can transform into use cases.
So even if they are a technical user, there is so much noise out there, and showing an example and making the process from trying the first time to actually getting something done as fast, as frictionless as possible can help the technical user to start learning and using your product better, and then move on and keep trying, etc. That's very interesting. Previously, we were talking about AI tools, and I want to step back. You mentioned one type of AI tools for content creation that are I would call them typical AI tools that simply focus on one task and simplify, speed it up, or just make it as easy as possible. There is another type of AI tools that are like the video generator and our image. How that can be leveraged by a startup with low capital.
This question comes a lot when I go talk in panels and talk about workshops. And so I always start with what you're trying to achieve first. Are you working on a website, or are you working on a presentation? Are you working on the marketing for a product, or pitching a feature? So first you understand how to begin with, make it very clear why you're doing that.
We're talking about video content.
Yeah.
So if a company really wants to start making videos, what would you say?
Yeah, you need to be careful on your reputation. That's the thing. There is so it's not videos is not cheap as always not. It's not a cheap thing for investment. It's always. Especially here in San Francisco, is a little bit higher. So if you want to do event video, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 to the event video. If you want to do a product video, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $100,000, $500,000. So that's the range. You cannot. So what I have been seeing a lot, people seeing how much a subscription for video models around $30 and $50. So that's what the expectation, how much it should cost the video. But that's only the first layer. That's the generation of content, generative AI. But it's not editing, it's not sound effects, it's not the experience, the director experience, the editing time.
It's not the story, the idea behind. I listened to one of your sessions, classes about creating content with
and don't make boring AI videos.
Yeah, and so you mentioned a lot the story,
Yeah.
and it's something that I hear a lot at my work in another context that is about pitching your own startup. Like the story that you tell is more important than the technology behind it. Because in order to discover the technology, someone has to be interested in looking into it.
Exactly.
So and the same for the video. It can be looking great, but if there is no meaning behind, no story, nothing catchy, it can be extremely boring. Do you have any suggestion for like building a strong story?
Every action that you need to do has to be a meaning. And then you need to understand what message you want to convey and what is the action you want the person to do and what's the between that. And like you say, storytelling definitely is hard to forget it, but once you get it, it's way better. So how you can create a story at every time. And I use always if you want to like create a very nice storytelling and put this into a video, I always use the 7 principles. So first you have a character. And then the character has a problem. Mm-hmm. The problem could be internal, external, philosophical problem. And then he met a guide. So the guide helped him to go and to bypass this problem. And then he bypassed this problem. And then we have 2 situations. How his life is going to look like if he win or lose. Mm-hmm. And what is the transformation?
Yeah.
If from when he started where he is right now. So if you use this formula, then you can create a story. If you just need to have those characters, because watch any movie, you're gonna see the first 5 minutes. You're gonna find who is the bad guy. Always. Yeah. And if there's no bad guy, you know that movie is bad.
What would you suggest? Like, what do you think actually? I know actually what you think, but I want you to like tell me why. I know you like mixing real video, real footage with AI.
Yeah.
Do you think the models are ready now to build? Like they're getting better and better on a daily basis, and new models coming out every week, and crazy thing can be done.
Yeah.
And I'm actually starting to see really cool videos with AI. Yeah. Do you think we will be, or we are ready to create full content with AI, just enhance, like you mentioned earlier, use AI to enhance the content?
Yeah, it depends. I think there's market for everything. Yeah. I watch on Instagram a video, I think it was like 5 minutes of Harry Potter Balenciaga. Did you watch this one?
No.
It's crazy. I was like watching, I was like blown away because it was so perfect.
Yeah.
And you knew it was AI because it is AI, but it was like cinema level AI. So you're aware that's AI, and the comment section, people like saying the first comment was like 80,000 likes. We are cooked.
I'm starting to see like videos that I'm like, wow. Do you remember like a few years ago when everyone was used to have iPhones and to see videos made with iPhones?
Yeah.
So you kind of feel like some familiarity, like something that makes you connect faster with a iPhone video compared to like a camera video.
Exactly.
Because a real cinematography cinema camera like seems so far away from reality because it's so good.
Polish, yeah.
Yeah, and while the iPhone, we're so used to film and watch this kind of quality, and so people were relating to that. I feel like this is gonna happen very soon with AI. I'm starting to like notice that it's AI, but be like, okay. Like I'm not like triggered anymore like at the beginning. I'm like kind of liking it.
Yeah. So I see definitely people consuming 100% AI generated content. We have a lot of interaction between mixed where they change the background, they change we put a real actor with facial traction. I did a whole course in Brazil, 6 hours of content with a real actor talking with another real actor, but the second real actor was when there was an avatar.
Different phase.
Exactly. So
an
that
avatar. Oh,
that
wow.
was very interesting project that we did. So that's a mixed reality, I would say, using AI, and then you realize the AI is just a tool on our tool stack. And or I do a lot of very cool transitions. And the transitions are a killer. Like you don't even feel it, but it's like so fluid, so nice. And would take a lot of money for me to recreate some of the transitions, or nearly impossible. So we can do very nice transitions or VFX on top of videos. So there's like a Sense AI was a hackathon, and then there's guys with like swords and like AR glasses, and I was able to put then into like a mixed reality symbols around it. So it was very cool. But now at the same time we see a lot of ways to interact. We see a lot of problems, especially on deepfakes. And there's a research done by a professor in Berkeley saying that right now images and audio are completely indistinguishable. So if you see an image, AI image, you cannot say that's AI or not. Same thing for audio. This is almost
audio is shocking. Image, I think sometimes it depends on the model. Sometimes on the
top models, you cannot tell.
The audio is shocking. I still believe you need a lot of skills. I agree that it is making filming and creating content easier somehow, but I've used them, and it also takes a lot of time, takes a lot of tokens, and takes a lot of like knowledge behind in order to actually create what you have in mind. It's not just like you can describe your scene, but then when the AI generates it, you realize like all the other things that you didn't think about, the background, the glass, or these kind of things that you need to have I believe you need to have some kind of technical eye. And so that's why I believe that if you want to do this kind of content and startup, you should still consider hiring someone that knows about creating content and not just do it by yourself. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, definitely. You need to get people. Always double check your work and show to people, see what they like, because it's always important to have not only you, but other people as well, different perspectives, and give to a professional to finalize it, to get the last bits and bytes of your or concept, organize things, and make that ready for production. Yes.
Okay, perfect. I agree. Now let's switch a little bit topic. Let's go on events and community. So we are in San Francisco. If you listening, you have never been here to San Francisco, there are events every hour here. At least right now, every startup, every company is doing events. And you too. So my question is, and me too. So my question is, for you, like, what would you say to a startup, maybe outside of San Francisco, what do and don'ts of like doing an event, because they're expensive. This is a big investment of doing events like long term, not just one. So what would you say?
Usually this works best for AI startups or tech companies. That's what I have more experience with, but this doesn't limit it only for that. If you want to start doing events, you don't need to do from scratch because that's hard. It's better always to join forces with other communities as well. For example, I'm part of the AI Collective. I'm the creative director for video production on the AI Collective. They have over 100,000 members all over the globe and over 100 chapters all over the globe. Interact with local communities, co-host event with the local communities to start to get traction. And and depends on the things that you bring it up, might be something that you can start to generate your own community. Because people are so interested for the things that you're saying that people want to know more and they want to share with other people. And this, like I say, that's for more towards AI and tech, but there's no limit for that.
I have a question on the quality of the event. I am a strong believer that in events, quality makes a difference. And I don't know if you shared this idea with me. I've seen events that are really like companies that have a low budget, and that's okay. But they decide that they need to do 10 events a month or something like that. So the 10 events are not great.
Right.
And they spend still a lot of money, but at the end of the day, what they're gaining out of these events is just losing money, offering food to people and not really gaining anything, not really building a community. So what do you think about that? So first of all, the quality of the event, how it's important, and what is quality? And second, how to translate this into building a community, because having people coming to your event is not building a community.
No.
It is not always. It can be, but there is a difference. What do you think there?
Yeah. So when we talk about quality, I think that's there's different ways. I think the venue matters, the food matters, the way that you're gonna conduct the event matters, because they're giving their time. So every time that when I have someone like a niche speak on an event, the first thing is like, guys, thank you for you to being here tonight. I know sometimes it's Sunday. I know it's Sunday, 10 a.m. You come here for this panel.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You're here to learn. You're here to make things happen. So make it invaluable. So that's like a...
You know, I think that like what you just actually just said, I think is really interesting, because 10 a.m. on a Sunday, I feel like less people will come, but the people that come are like tied to you. They care.
Yeah.
And maybe that can be a solution to like, because sometimes I see events that have wrong KPIs.
Yeah.
It's just the number of attendees. It's just the number of like something like that is not really relevant. It's cool.
Exactly.
But if you do it on Sunday morning at 10 a.m., maybe 20 people come, but 17 are potential user.
Exactly. Yeah, the real ICP, the real person. So when you talk about the quality, we see a lot of like who are the people we can bring in to speak or to debate some specific topic. If I got some outmen on the panel, I'm gonna get 5,000 reservations.
Exactly, reservation.
RSVP. So that's gonna be crazy. Now, if I'm bringing unknown people, it's gonna be way less, or like less known people, it's gonna be way less. So how am I able to balance a good invitation, good proposal for also this person to come there and share about something that's valuable for that specific community? So those are the things, like how we can bring value and actually they leave that with insights and next takeaways.
Yeah, but how do you translate that into like my advantage as a company? Because if I invite Sam, and a lot of people will come. How many of I will spend so much money in that event, because I have to pay him most likely, and I have to make an event that is amazing. I spend money in venues, spend money in food, spend money in advertisement. But at the end of the day, how many of these people that come really care who I am and they are here for me? No, they are all here for him. And so if you're just building an event to make money,
you cannot invite him.
That's one thing. Yeah, exactly. Like if you're making an event because your business is making events, absolutely go for it. But if you're making events because you are a startup in AI that builds, I don't know, database, software management, like that's the real goal is not to make a cool event that bring people. The real goal is to get more user and build a community that cares about your product.
Exactly.
And stay close to the user, like we were talking earlier.
Yeah. So the most common KPIs we see is if you're open source, is how many stars you can get.
Okay.
How many Discord users or Discord or Slack people that you bring to your community. So those are good metrics to always get. And how many people actually attend to the event?
That's also important.
And also, there's other things. Those are the main ones. And then how many users you convert on that day. So from that event, how many people? How much was your spike of user out of that day? So those are the main ones. But usually, it's better to focus on one specifically that you want right now. For example, for them to start your GitHub, they might need to test it, so we can invite them to test it. Hey, can you take a look at the tool, test it, and if you like, it's just showing some love and give a star for us.
Yeah,
and then
is what you did. The last event that I attended was a lounge, and they other than like the presentation, the panel, etc. They also had multiple demos set it up with big screens in order to like make it as easy as possible for the attendees to understand the product, test the product, look at the product,
Yeah.
and see other people using the product. That was really smart, and I hope you reach your KPIs on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so so what would be the process that you suggest in order to like make a strong event? So first of all, you start with KPIs. Like you look at your situation and you define what's your real goal.
Yeah, that's the first step. Yeah.
And sometimes really people just focus on the number of attendees, and I see it myself in the. In
It's
most
like how
of the
many
event
views
that
you have in the video. Like this doesn't matter anything.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah,
it's not the point. The number of views.
that's a minimum. That's a goal.
Yeah.
But that's a minimum goal to achieve. If you have a venue that hosts 100 people, you need to invite at least 300 to 600 people to at least 100 come, because there's a lot of known shows that is not going to participate. So bring a lot of people in to be able to fit that space, so that reaches a goal, but not the main goal. That's you're not going to get any results out of that.
Yeah.
So if you're doing an event from scratch, or if you're doing an event with a community to help you to get the traction, so make sure bring people in. Once the people are there, think about the user experience, like you mentioned. Like we are offering screens, and we are able to modulate those screens that the people are seeing. As they're seated, they can see the screens on the side. And at the same time, we switch after the main presentation. We switch the screens, and we get, and those screens become 3 work stations that people could actually go there, get around, and go station to station to see what the people are pitching on each individual station. So it makes that content way more valuable, so people actually can see and have one-on-one questions, or one-to-many questions, like more one-on-one questions, instead of ask a question from the entire group.
Yeah, also because not everyone is comfortable enough to speak on a microphone in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And in particular when it's something technical, like there is a lot of risk or saying something wrong. So not everyone is willing to risk that.
Exactly. And then food as well. So food and good videographer, as we collaborate. Photos, people can see things later using press
people
release.
Nice, please. Like the welcoming and being nice during the event is really important, because if you're it's not people don't notice if you're nice, but they definitely notice if you're not nice.
I got also two girls that work with me on other events as well. So they're like being welcoming people as they went, giving the swag, so they feel very welcoming. At that moment.
What's the process do you have, first question, a process after the event? So the event finished, you got a good number of attendees, people have done your demo, have seen your product. Do you have a process that you use after, or do you suggest a process in order to convert that first time attendees into maybe something that joins your community and is part of your community?
I usually have at least 2 blasts or 2 message after the event. So right after the event, maybe next day, next morning, I already say like, thank you for participating. Here's the resources. Because sometimes they got 8, 9 p.m. in their house. They're like, talk to a lot of people. They just wanna go and sleep. But the next morning, people already like drink their coffee, ready to rock and roll on their job.
New day.
And then they receive a notification at 10 a.m. like, hey, that's the resources. So we can start from here. That's the step-by-step. Here's tutorial. This is our community. So you see a lot of numbers going there. And also what you can do is put a survey. Sometimes people doesn't reply. Sometimes people do reply. But you can get a couple of good answers there on the feedback form. And then once you have photos or the videos within like 3 days, 5 days, it's always good to do another one and show like, hey, check out the photos or check out the event recap. So people also take a look at it, they get excited, and then they can share that. So there's more like a social interaction, and then always can do another like call out for how to get started and join the community, or just join the community. So that's the last one. And then you have then on your list, so then you can put in your, after that, you can put in your email list newsletter. So then they keep receiving until they sign off, unsubscribe, or just continue consuming the content.
Thank you so much. I think we talk about a lot of things. Do you have any last thing to say?
Yes, if you want to know more, if people want to know more about generative AI, I think they should test things and play around with different tools and see what works best for them. I have a bunch of resources that can take a look at online, books coming up soon, coming up right now with how bad they use AI, and also check my podcast. I think there's a lot of very interesting conversations there for sure.
Yeah, with a lot of very interesting people too. So it's not just him. He also brings other people. So.
Yeah, Free Peak, 11 Labs, Firefly, and
I will not ask you what is the service that you use because I don't want to put you in a bad position. But we will turn off the cameras and I will ask later. So thank you very much. Really, I super appreciate this chat and hopefully it's been useful to you guys. And see you next time.
See you in the next episode.
Bye.